Thank you, Mr. Gardner. Could we have one more round of applause for the Romano family, please? It is now my great pleasure to introduce Kate Welshofer as our keynote speaker for today's ceremony. Mrs. Welshofer is an award-winning writer, speaker, and content creator, and also the owner of Welshofer Creative, LLC. Kate is a former television news anchor, reporter, producer, and she made the bold decision in December of 2023 to leave her 27-year career in broadcast journalism to pursue a more fulfilling and creative path. Today, she works as a communications strategist with the National Comedy Center in Jamestown, New York, while continuing to inspire audiences through her writing and storytelling and her other artistic endeavors. Kate is a Western New York native, writes a weekly column for the Perry Herald in Perry, New York, and contributes a monthly column to the online edition of Buffalo Spree magazine. Please help me to welcome Kate Welshofer to the podium.
Thank you. And greetings, scholars. I'm very honored to be here and to be part of this special day with you and your friends and your family and the Genesee Community College community, so thank you. This is my first time delivering a commencement address. I can't promise it won't get weird. It might. Okay, it's definitely going to. You're going to know when we get there, I think. But my hope is that you will hear at least one or two things that you can tuck under your tassels and take with you. So here we go. This is a day to celebrate, exhale, relax, and enjoy. I'm going to say that again, but I'm going to ask you to help and add some sound effects. Now, just so you know, this is not the weird part yet, just something I want to try out for fun. So, just out of curiosity, because I'd imagine there's some excitement in the room, could I get a woo? You know, like a woo? That's very good. So when I say celebrate, you say woo, okay? So, celebrate. I'm so happy you did that. Okay. When I say exhale, could I get a nice big ah? Try it. Feels good, doesn't it? Exhale. And when I say relax and enjoy, can I just get, like a whee? Or really go for it, whatever moves you. So here we go. Relax and enjoy. Okay, let's try it all together. This is so great. Celebrate. Exhale. Relax and enjoy. Thank you so much. That was wonderful. Okay, now, I want you to remember those words. Really take them in. And here's why. These few moments that we have together may be some of the last moments you have to celebrate and exhale and relax or enjoy before someone asks, "So what's next for you?" People love this question, especially after you do something major. Now what? They'll chirp. And it's not bad. They mean well, of course, but too often we don't take the time we should to just pause and celebrate where we are, appreciate how far we've come, and really reflect on what it took to get us here, and maybe most importantly, consider how we feel about it. There is often pressure to do more and do better and know for sure what's next. I have been there. I struggled for years with the question of what are you going to be when you grow up? I never had any idea. And I felt really embarrassed about that. My background is in television news, and more recently, quitting television news. I tried it on for size as a summer intern in college, and when a producer quit after I graduated, the station offered me her job, and so I took it. The news environment is a bit harsh and unforgiving, a bit unusual. I liked it. And I liked the people who could be equally harsh, unforgiving, and unusual. I like telling stories, and I really like telling uplifting stories and making people laugh. But news is a pretty serious and traditional business, and few see any real value in good news. And for a lot of years, I was serious at work. I made my own fun making YouTube videos on the side, and I spent a lot of time wondering what I would be when I grew up. And then I met the general manager of the news station that would eventually hire me to create my own kind of news show. He'd seen the fun things I had created, and he loved it. I have a lot of people who can do news, he said. I don't have anybody who can do what you can do. And I was thrilled and a little stunned. And that opportunity forced me to pause and look at where I was and reflect on where I had been. And I realized something. My whole career, where I felt like I had no idea what I was doing, I had been creating things that hadn't existed before I got there. Segments and shows and specials and web series, even my YouTube channel. I never stopped to think about it or appreciate it. And I was always worrying about what I didn't have, what I needed to do, what I should be doing when everybody else was doing. And that didn't go away with this new show. It was closer to what I thought I might want to do, but I was still trying to fit in and blend in with everyone else. I was filling my cup with the expectations of other people, of my industry, of society, and feeling pretty good about it, honestly, for a while. I mean, it was working for me. But over time, looking into that cup, I hadn't left room to even think about what I really wanted. And it came to a point where, despite being considered successful, I felt stuck and frustrated. And I didn't know what to do. And by that time, I'd already dedicated 20 years of my life to this path, so what could I do? And then in the summer of 2020, on a stupid walk for my stupid mental health, I heard a quote on a podcast that stuck with me. Speaking about the struggle to find purpose and direction, author Michael Beckwith offered this. He said, think about walking in the direction of potential, just potential, pulled by joy. And I started thinking differently about where I was in the path so far and what I really liked doing and what might be possible. I'm going to say something that I know makes people a little bit nervous, which is one of the reasons why I love saying it, because I am a bit mischievous, and I think anyone can benefit from hearing it. In the grand scheme of things, it's pretty easy to create an existence that looks good on paper. Good grades, great internships, advanced degrees, decent jobs, respectable salaries, prestigious awards, and on and on and on. But how does it all feel in here? Where is your heart in all of it? When it comes to answering that question, I highly recommend consulting your inner weirdo. You know what I'm talking about, right? That little voice inside that makes you, and sometimes, maybe a lot of times, makes you feel like you had no idea what you're doing. I know you know. I will tell you, I tried to mute mine for a long time, but she is incredibly persistent. The little weirdo in all of us can be a great guide It is filled with very unique magic that is all yours. It is the best of you. Trust it. It will carry you. And I know because mine has carried and continues to carry and sometimes push me. Whether you realize it or not, your inner weirdo got you here. It has already helped you carve your unique place in this world, and it will continue to help you build what will be your life and eventually your legacy. Trust it. It took a long time, but I finally figured out what I want to be when I grow up, and I discovered it is what I have been all along at heart: an artist. I love to tell stories, and I love to write and draw and make videos and maybe sometimes make people laugh if I'm lucky. And to my great surprise, yes, that counts as a real job. People will hire you to do things you love. It is very important to note that I have a lot to be grateful for. This college included. If you go to the Genesee Community College website under Academics and click on the Library tab, you'll find an area dedicated to the college archives. And there's a section on the right-hand side of the page labeled Sample Photos, with a photo at the top labeled GCC Groundbreaking. Taken on September 26, 1969, it features 4 smiling men holding one ceremonial shovel. And one of them is my dad. His name was Harry Welshofer, and he was a professor here throughout my childhood and into my college years when he retired. He taught history and philosophy. My dad attended graduation every year, and he loved it. He loved to be here for the students. He loved to dig out his official academic costume, as he affectionately called it, and he loved to walk around the house singing Pomp and Circumstance, you know, the da-da-da-da-da-da. Only he added his own lyrics. And this may be the first time this has been performed publicly. My reindeer flies sideways. Every year. Believe it or not, we're still not to the weird part of this speech. Suffice to say, my dad was a character, and he had a great love for this place and for its students and for the connections forged here. He saw education not as a means to an end, but as opportunity and lifelong fuel for curiosity. His approach to teaching encouraged students to go beyond the coursework and just be curious about history, about life, about humans and civilizations, and the long thread that ties it all together. He encouraged his students and his 3 daughters to not be afraid to approach life with a sense of whimsy and wonder, and to realize how much the world opens up when you ask questions and aren't afraid to ask for help. This is what I grew up with. He was always asking questions, always. And when I tell you, he was so embarrassing. As a teenager, I was forever pleading under my breath, "Dad, stop it." But the older I got, though, the more I appreciated how much he cared and how much he invested in people and in learning, in new ideas and new things, and in mischief. Famously, in a GCC course catalog in the 1990s, a curious degree showed up in my dad's bio with the rest of the professors. There was a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, followed by 3 mysterious letters: S, F, B. and I remember him bringing the catalog home to share with me. We were standing at our dining room table when he said, "I have to show you something." And I knew he was up to something. He opened the book, laid it flat on the table, and he pointed to the letters SFB. And I tried to work it out on my own, but I couldn't figure it out. So I finally gave up. I said, "Okay, what does that mean?" And he grinned, and he proudly declared, "Harry Welshofer, SFB. Short, fat, and bald." We both dissolved into laughter, and my mother hollered from the next room, "Oh, you didn't!" But he absolutely did, because deep down, my dad believed in a strong sense of what mattered. And he believed that you didn't have to take everything so seriously, to be taken seriously, to make an impact, or to succeed. He showed me a little levity can go a long way, particularly when it comes to connecting with other people. And I couldn't help but laugh when he got extra credit at his own funeral. In the crowd of those who came to pay their respects were many faces I didn't recognize and had never seen before. And they would later introduce themselves as former students, some of them 30-plus years out of school. They wanted to be there, and they wanted to share how much he meant to them. "I still have a book your dad gave me. Because of your dad, I continued my education. He was so interesting, I forgot to take notes." I never enjoyed failing a class more. That was a favorite. But he was more than their teacher, and he was more than his profession. I still grill my steaks the way your dad told me. He taught me about sailing. He taught me to make martinis. Quite a few would recall how he would begin his classes by saying, "Greetings, scholars." And he would send them off for the holidays with "Relax and enjoy." For as much as we worry about what happens next, it is not nearly as important as what we do right now, in the smallest of moments. How we show up, how we engage with and encourage those in our daily lives. The things that make us, us, those are the things that matter. The things that resonate long after we are gone. And now comes the weird part. I want to invite everybody, graduates, everybody, to give yourselves a little hug, a little squeeze. I know it's a little weird, but we've come this far. Close your eyes and just listen to me for these last few moments. If no one has ever told you this before, you are the most wonderful miracle to anyone who has or will have the great pleasure of knowing you. Cherish this moment and all it took to get you here, knowing that you are and always have been in good hands. Yours. Give a little squeeze. Trust yourselves. Trust your instincts. Trust that your joy, if you let it, will pull you in the direction of your very greatest potential. Whatever you do, don't let the what ifs steal the infinite joy to be found in what already is. And one more thing. Congratulations, class of 2025. Celebrate, exhale, relax, and enjoy.
Thank you, Kate. Can we get one more round of applause, please?